This is the Dallas Morning News.
I can't stop thinking about Charlie's story from the last episode. You know, his weird visit to Lipan, Texas, when a truckload of dudes and a cop car ran him out of town.
God, that's like something out of a B movie.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Hearing about Charlie's experience in Lipan has got me a little nervous about showing up in the same place. This is where Christopher Whiteley was killed just 5 years ago, where it seems like nobody really bothered to find out who or what actually killed him. Christopher's own mom, Kimberly, gave me this warning when I talked to her on the phone.
I'm just telling you, be careful going on that property. Okay, Grandpa just got out of prison on a 40-year murder sentence.
That's the people he was staying with.
That's the people he's staying with.
Girlfriend's grandpa.
Yeah, her girlfriend's grandpa. They're real nasty people. Nasty people. And she's
White trash.
She says she's a witch, and I believe it.
White trash.
But anyway, I'm just telling you, be careful when you go out there to talk to these people because they're fucking nuts.
That was Kimberly's boyfriend chiming in with the trash talk. I hear what she's saying about the need to be careful, but we gotta go. And this may be a spoiler, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. We are about to find a firsthand witness who is going to share something the cops never found out. And it is going to unlock one of the biggest secrets surrounding this case. From Free Range Productions in association with the Dallas Morning News, this is Season 4 of The Unforgotten Kill Site. I'm your host, Wes Ferguson, and this is Episode 6. Naming Names. Right after Christopher Whiteley was killed back in December 2020, his mom Kimberly and some of her family went out to the property near Lipan where it all happened. They didn't believe the sheriff's theory about a mountain lion attack, and they wanted to see what else they could find.
We went out there with a gun. Me, my son-in-law, and my boyfriend did.
They met up with the old guy who owns the property. His name is Kenneth, and he's the great uncle of Christopher's girlfriend, Tyler. If you'll remember from way back in the first episode, Uncle Kenneth was at home when the sheriff's deputies first came by to speak with Tyler when Christopher was still missing.
What's up?
Is Christopher here?
No, sir, he isn't.
That was Uncle Kenneth.
He took us right almost to the spot where it happened, but then he turned and went the other direction, and then we could see the blood on the ground.
Oh my God.
And all he was worried about is how to get his van running.
Uncle Kenneth couldn't stop talking about his broken down van. To Kimberly, that was really weird. Christopher had just died in a horrible way, and no one knew what killed him on Kenneth's own property. But Kenneth was treating all of that like some kind of afterthought.
That doesn't make sense. And he was there when this happened.
Something else puzzled Kimberly.
There's a burnt house on the property. And that's where Tyler tried to tell me Christopher's body was. She sent me 2 pictures of that burnt house. That's not where Christopher's body was. He was way away from there.
Why was Tyler steering Kimberly away from the woods where Christopher's body was found to that burned out house? Was she confused or something else?
Tyler, I guarantee, knows what happened. But Tyler's probably not going to tell you nothing. And she's the one who knows what happened.
It's all just kind of bizarre. And now it's my turn to see what I can find out. Nobody's returning my calls, especially in Lipan. So I'm just going to show up and knock on some doors and, well, we're going to hope for the best. I roll into Lipan around 9:30 in the morning. It's kind of a ghost town. A handful of boarded up buildings and a feed store where the guy working there says he doesn't know anything. Next, I stop by the only gas station in town. Maybe some old farts who know all the local dirt will be sitting around drinking coffee. Nope. Then I notice City Hall. It's in an old storefront next to the feed store. I meet up with the mayor, and his name is Mike.
Named Mike So, presently mayor of Lipan, 80 years old, lived here all my life.
I want to learn more about Lipan, but for a mayor, Mike isn't the town booster you might expect.
Is there a way that you describe the place, help them get an understanding for what the town is like?
No, not really. I mean, just small thing. I wouldn't know how to describe it.
Okay, what about Christopher Whiteley?
Didn't know the guy at all or anything about him.
Despite not knowing anything about Christopher, Mayor Mike doesn't buy the whole theory that he was attacked by a killer mountain lion.
That was kind of the impression I got of the deal, that it was kind of made up. It was all kind of a big mess. I never did know really what happened to him or anything else.
Mayor Mike has decided to let the mystery be. I move on down the road and I have a little more luck at the Dollar General store.
I actually know the gal who was the girlfriend.
Oh, Tyler?
I know Tyler personally. And she got banned from this store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was stealing from the store, so we had to ban her.
That's too bad. Banned from DG? That's cold in a tiny town where there's nowhere else to shop. This helpful guy tells me I should try the local food pantry. Tyler might be there, he says, and her great-uncle Kenneth will be for sure.
That's our uncle. Of course, he's going to look like a VZ cop.
Is that Kenneth?
That's Kenneth. That's
Okay.
our uncle. So he's up there working today.
All right. I'll go say hi.
Oh, yeah. Probably give you some really good leads there, Larry.
So go to the food pantry and keep an eye out for a guy who looks like he's in ZZ Top. That sounds easy enough. Except that I can't find the food pantry and I've got no phone signal to look it up on the map. It's time to go out to the house, to the kill site. I've put this off long enough. I head just outside of Lai Pan on this narrow road winding through the trees. At the entrance to the property, you can't see the trailer or anything, you just have to pull in. I'd read a sheriff's office report claiming the property had a bad reputation as a hangout for transients and drug users. And over the last 10 years, the sheriff's office has been called out to the property a whopping 36 times for everything from criminal trespassing to assault. The first thing I see is that burned out trailer house Kimberly told me about. All right, I'm at that trailer. There's a old RV full of junk. Another one, and then a house, like a double wide. The AC is running inside the RV, so maybe somebody's home. I give the door a knock. It's sketchy. A guy cracks the door open. It looks like he's been sleeping.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. My name's Wes Ferguson. I'm a reporter.
This guy doesn't give me his name, but he tells me he moved onto the property after Christopher's death, and he didn't know him at all. Just like the Dollar General cashier, he also suggests that I go by the food pantry. This time, I remember to ask for directions. So I head back into town and I turn off the main road. The food pantry is in a tiny building on a back street. I see the ZZ Top guy. He's helping a woman load up her groceries. So I wait till he's done with that, and then I walk up and wave.
Hey, my name's Wes. Are you Kenneth?
Yep.
Hey, Kenneth. I'm a reporter working on a story about Christopher Whiteley. I was wanting to know if you had time to talk later today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got time right now.
Well, that was easy. We'll get right into it after the break. Uncle Kenneth and I find a picnic table in the shade where he can take a load off.
Too hot to stand in the sun.
That's for sure.
It's next to a playground where some kids are playing.
This is my first time in Lai Pan ever in my life. You know, it's kind of a cute little town, I think.
Oh, yeah. I've been here about 27 years.
Really? Seen any changes in that 27 years?
No. Well, it's improved a little bit. We got a Dollar General store now, and the pantry here. Other than that, nothing much has changed.
Right then, a couple alley cats wander over, and one of them jumps on the picnic table.
Oh, hey. Cute little guys.
Hey, little one.
Kenneth scratches the cat behind the ears. He's about 70 years old with that long beard. I heard that he did time in prison for murder, but that wasn't true at all. In fact, there were no violent crimes in his past when I ran a background check. Sitting here right now at the picnic table by the food pantry and the playground, Uncle Kenneth doesn't seem like he has anything to hide.
Would you mind for this just to introduce yourself?
Oh, my name is Kenneth James Empey. I live at Lai Pan, Texas, 76462.
Well, you might not want to give everybody your address.
When I give my doctor's appointments, my probation officer, and all that good stuff. They want it all, so it just automatically comes out, the whole thing. You ask me for my Social Security, forget it. I ain't giving it to you.
No, I wouldn't ask for that.
If you're wondering, the probation has to do with a fraudulent check.
I helped a friend out, and it turned out that he had stole a check and forged it, and not knowing it, I cashed it.
For all the talk about Kenneth's property being a known hangout for drug users, Kenneth says that's just not true.
I don't do that stuff. I won't get nowhere near it. Although, when I was living in Irving, I was a needle fanatic. I did ether base and coke, but I won't touch nothing of that now. I sat down and figured out what I was spending on drugs and what I was paying my bills and all, and the drug bill was larger, so I moved out here and I got away from all of it, and I don't do nothing now.
That was a long time ago. Kenneth still has one vice, if you can call it that.
I got too much sugar in my system. I drank 2-liter Dr. Pepper, 79 bottles in a month's time. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's like more than 2 a day.
I love my Dr. Pepper. I was in jail for 8 days back in February. As soon as they told me, well, you're going home, you were bonded out, I stood up from the bunk and I hit the floor. I mean, my body just quit. Freaked them guards out big time in Weatherford. When I opened my eyes, I had 4 officers all around me. I was laying on that concrete floor and I was cold as all get out. Well, when I got out, my friend that come pick me up had bought me a 1-liter Dr. Pepper. And I fucking downed that sucker, and I mean, I perked right up, you know. I finally was getting sugar back in my system.
Are you diabetic?
No, I'm not. That's what's freaky as hell.
Yeah.
See, I take a 4-pound bag of sugar. In a week's time, I'll eat that whole thing at a spoonful at a time.
Really?
I've got to have my sugar.
I try to steer the conversation away from sugar.
Back to Chris. What about his personality? You know, what was he like?
Well, I was told that he was not all right in the head. He had medical problems big time. And when my grandniece and him divorced, and he was sent to jail for 5 years, he threw an ashtray at Tyler and hit the baby that she had in her arm.
We got into a lot of that in the last episode. I also want you to remember back to the first episode when Christopher's friend Polly called 911. She said Kenneth and others had been warning Christopher to stay away from Tyler.
It's her uncle's house, and I heard her uncle talk to him the way her family talks to him on the phone. And they're like, if y'all ever get back together, we promise we'll do something to you. Like, you will not be, you know, it's the threat that he doesn't have a past of trying to kill her before.
That warning to not get back together is one that Christopher ignored. In the moment, it doesn't really seem like the right time for me to ask Kenneth if he ever threatened Christopher. I want him to keep talking.
He just wasn't all there. He was a mama's boy. And if he didn't get his way, he'd throw a tantrum. And that tantrum would blow everything up.
Did you see him throw some tantrums?
Nope. Never did.
Oh, so you weren't around him that much?
No.
Kenneth does have one fond memory of Christopher.
He liked to do tattoo work. He did the coloring of this for me.
Kenneth flashes a tattoo.
Oh, you got a little Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, I had Woody on there, but it was just black, so he colored it in for me.
Oh, you did a good job.
Other than that time Christopher colored in his tattoo, Kenneth claims he didn't see much of Christopher.
They'd come out to the house, you know, and visit, and that was about it. So I was never around him that much.
Kenneth claims that Christopher and Tyler had not actually gotten back together. They weren't living together or even dating. So he says.
Everything I had read said that Chris and Tyler had got back together, but you're saying...
No, they never.
He wasn't living there. He hadn't been staying there more than just that one night.
No, he wasn't there constantly. And why he was there, whoever he come with, why they left him, I have no idea. Because she wasn't going to get back with him. Like I say, he tried to hurt her, throwing an ashtray at her, and he sliced her wrist a couple times. You know,
So why was Chris with her that night then?
he was there with some other female.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they come to visit, you know. Who the female was, I have no idea. There was 3 of them. I remember there was a male, a female, and Chris. They come to see Deanna at the time. That was my niece.
Deanna is Kenneth's niece and Tyler's mom. I haven't been able to track her down. She's been in and out of jail, mostly on drug charges. Talking to Kenneth, this is the first time I've ever heard anybody say that Deanna was over at the house the night before Christopher was killed. At first, Kenneth doesn't remember the name of the male who was supposedly over there that night. But this is interesting. In the middle of the night, or very early in the morning on the night before Christopher's death, Kenneth says he was awakened by Deanna and Christopher.
I was asleep on the couch after watching the movie. I guess it was something like 3 a.m. and it was Christopher and Deanna come down. They wanted to ask me something, and I was on the couch and I was asleep, and all of a sudden, I guess some instinct told me to open my eyes, and I looked, and my niece was right there in my face, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I'm sound asleep, and all of a sudden I opened my eyes, and there's somebody standing right over top of me.
What did they say?
That's after the break.
What did they say?
Oh, it scared the hell out of them. And they never said what they wanted. They just left because, I mean, my heart was going 90 to nothing. I was having trouble catching my breath and all.
So they didn't say anything? They just left?
Yeah, they just left. And it's a good thing they did, or if I'd been laying up flat on my back, I'd accidentally stabbed her because I had right beside me a big ass knife. I had it out, I had it laying beside me. If I had grabbed that sucker, I would have sliced him, not realize. Because here, you wake up, have somebody standing over top of you and you can't see who it is. Because I had no lights on whatsoever in the house. It was dark as all hell. And all of a sudden, here's this person standing over. I was sliced. And my niece knows from previous experience that if she's going to wake me up, is to touch me on my legs. Because if you get close to my chest in my younger days, I would lash out instantly. Because I spent 4 years in prison. In prison, you got to watch your back 24/7.
Yeah.
And when I first got out, anybody come up and touch me on the shoulder, I would swing instantly. I mean, I would go straight for the face.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself.
Oh, yeah. So that's all I know that went on.
This whole story is bonkers. Kenneth says he was asleep at 3 in the morning when Christopher and Tyler's mom startle him awake. 3 a.m., remember, is around the same time that Tyler said she and Christopher went to bed. And Kenneth is talking about the possibility of slicing people up while we're talking about a guy whose throat was ripped out on Kenneth's own property. I couldn't make this up if I tried.
Could you tell if were they all tweaking when they were out running around at 3 a.m.?
I have no idea. Like I say, I was asleep, and when I woke up, here this person was over top of me. And like I say, my heart went from 0 to 90 instantly.
Yeah.
I do got heart problems. I didn't need that kind of reaction. Yeah. And all I know is that they left and never took nothing with them.
Kenneth says that was the last time he ever saw Christopher.
And then that was it. And then the next day, you know, the car was gone. I don't know if they left him there, or all I know is that all of a sudden I hear he was attacked. They found his body out in the woods, and it looked like somebody he'd been attacked by an animal because of marks on his neck. But then when his mother come out there, told her the same thing what the law told us, and she didn't believe it. And next thing I know, I'm hearing rumors that she's accusing of Tyler of killing him. I don't see why, because Tyler had no reason to.
The more Kenneth talks, the more his story kind of loops back on itself, and the details shift around a little. At first, he said there was an unknown man at the house with Christopher, Tyler, and Tyler's mom, Deanna, and maybe some other woman. Later on, Kenneth seems to identify the man.
Then I heard Deanna left. Her and her boyfriend at the time took off. So that was the only vehicle there besides mine, and mine was in my yard. Nobody come to ask me for a ride. Why they didn't come and ask me to give him a ride in, I have no idea. I'm easy to get along with, and I attached to my niece anywhere she wanted to go when she needed to go. And then all of a sudden, next day, I hear Tyler tells me that Christopher was attacked. He'd done crossed over the creek and was going down the road heading for 281 and got attacked. And that's what the law told us.
Huh.
I asked them where was the body found. So they showed me where the body was found.
Because it was down by that right.
Yeah, it's like here's the road. The body was found over here. They found blood and all.
Kenneth is really fuzzy on some of the details.
They said he was half eaten, so I don't know if it was from the cat or the hogs. And at the time, we had quite a few hogs running the area. And then we found out later on that there was a cat roaming the area. He's got this area marked off, and we had the wildlife out there and all. More than likely both. The cat got what he wanted, and then the hogs took over what was left. Because a hog, they eat bones and all. No big deal. But it was behind my double wide now, across the creek, deep into the woods.
It seems weird that he would have gone that way.
As I understand it, he was heading for 281.
281 is the major highway running through that area. It's about 4 miles west of Kenneth's property.
As I understand it, he was walking to work that early in the morning, and that don't make no sense out here because you don't walk through this area at nighttime, and there's no reason. You can't cut across field from that trailer. You cannot cut across because if you try to, you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 20 fences, barbed wire fences you got to crawl over. Plus, you got cattle, and no telling what's all in them woods. So, I've never been out in them woods.
Again, the law enforcement theory that Christopher was trudging through the woods past all those barbed wire fences to hitch a ride to work, it all falls apart when you apply a little common sense. Not to mention that his dad Robert was on his way to pick him up at the front entrance in another direction.
So, going back to that morning, I know Chris's dad has said that, Chris had called him trying to get a ride. Have you heard all this? And
Yeah.
They said that, so Chris was on the phone with his dad. I don't remember exactly what time it was early, but then there was a noise, and Chris says, hold on, I gotta deal with these people. And then he hangs up. And so, boys wondered who were the people that he had to deal with.
Probably talking, he was trying to somebody there at the house. So, well, Tyler and them usually argue.
I'm not sure what Kenneth means by Tyler and them usually arguing, but he's already given me so much to process. Now, I'm not saying I take Kenneth's word as gospel. He says he's clean now, but he does have a history of drug use and that whole sugar issue, which maybe affects his mental faculties. At any rate, I hope a medical doctor can help him get a handle on that. Some of the stuff Kenneth told me, like Christopher being half-eaten by hogs, is easy to disprove if you just look at the photos or read the autopsy report. But one of the biggest questions about this case that we keep coming back to has always been who else was at the house before Christopher vanished. And now Kenneth is claiming it was Tyler's mom, Deanna, and her boyfriend at the time, whoever he is. Were they the ones Christopher's dad heard on the phone that morning? What else do they know? To my knowledge, neither of these people was ever interviewed by the authorities. Law enforcement latched onto the whole mountain lion theory, and from what the record shows, they ignored the mountain of details pointing toward another reason for Christopher's death. And if Kenneth says he's lying there at night with a big-ass knife by his side, ready to slice, was there maybe some blood on the knife or somewhere else on the floor or on that couch when the deputies made their welfare check? Also, what about all those threats to Christopher? His friend Polly said Tyler's family was warning Christopher to stay away from her. I'm not saying this happened at all because I just don't know, but I could see their history of domestic violence coming to a head. Like, what if it was self-defense? Or did Tyler's family think they were protecting her by just getting rid of Christopher? I really hate speculating like this when I have zero evidence, but we're kind of running out of other ideas here. And I could see the law turning a blind eye to this kind of rough justice. Uncle Kenneth and I end up talking for a little over an hour.
Well, Mr. Kenneth, thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
All right.
I hope it helps you out.
I think so. Take care of yourself.
But like where all this stuff is, Tyler's the one that caused him to get hurt. I have no idea why.
My efforts to find Tyler are a total bust. Around quitting time, I head over to the only bar in town. It's actually kind of fancy with this whole Texas Frontier Saloon thing going on. Talking to folks, I hear all kinds of rumors, and they say that everybody in town to this day is still convinced that Tyler killed Christopher, but they don't have any evidence, and they don't seem too worked up about it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. If I'm going to murder my big husband, that's how I'm going to do it now. Mountain lion.
Mountain lion.
No, I put it on it.
Thank you for joining me as we've dug into the mystery of Christopher Whiteley's death. This episode is kind of like a miniature finale for the season, but we do have 2 more episodes for you coming up. The first one is a fascinating interview with mountain lion filmmaker Ben Masters, and in our final episode, Charlie and I will wrap things up. I'd really love to hear what you think happened, or if you have any questions for me and Charlie. The best way to reach me is to leave a voicemail at 512-806-0479. You can also look up The Unforgotten on social media and comment on one of our posts, or you can send us a direct message. Thank you for listening to The Unforgotten. To dig deeper into the story and see photos, case files, and more, check out our newsletter at unforgottenpod.com. The Unforgotten is a free-range production. Season 4, Kill Site, was produced here at Free Range in association with the Dallas Morning News. Editing by Aislinn Gaddis. Sound design and audio engineering from Austin Sisler with Eastside Studios. Charlie Scudder and I are executive producers. Special thanks to Morgan O'Hanlon. Don't forget unforgottenpod.com. See you soon.